Hey guys, real quick before this video starts, I did actually find kind of a little broken breeding technique in this video, so make sure you guys keep an eye out for that in this video specifically, but I'm going to put out a new video that kind of goes over into more detail, and I'm going to look more into it overall so we can kind of get this ironed out a little bit better, but make sure you guys watch the video, find that little broken breeding tip because it's going to have some pretty big impact on newer servers or conquest servers or anything that doesn't have huge crazy official breed lines, so make sure you guys keep an eye on that, and I'll put a new video out pretty soon with more details. Here we go. Hey team, welcome back to another video. Thanks for coming and taking a look. We're going to go ahead and talk about the Voidwyrm today. Now, the things we're going to do is just kind of cover its abilities. We're going to go over how to tame it, where to find it, the normal kind of shebang here, kind of what we've been covering over Genesis 2 already. And if you wanted to know more about some of the other dinos or some of the random stuff that's going on in the map, go ahead and check out some of the other videos. And let's go ahead and just jump into it. So, to tame the Voidwyrm, or the worm, I've gone ahead and actually brought one in and force tamed it, just to give you guys some context here. How you need to do this is you need to bring it down below 10% health, and then you can go ahead and tame it with some mutagen. So, what I wanted to do, rather than just jump straight into the taming, I wanted to go ahead and test a couple of things to see how to bring it down to 10% the easiest for you. So, got in and spawned in basically all of the weapons that we're going to use, or the normal weapons we're going to use, and we're going to do basically a damage test to see what the easiest way to do so would be. These being structures made out of tech, I'm going to assume it's probably going to be a tech gun, or some sort of tech weapon, but let's go ahead and test them all just to find out. So, we've got literally every weapon in here. Oh, we don't want that. We want passive. So if we look at this, we're doing about 200 damage with the first guy here. Let's go ahead and get him back up to full. The second one here was one shot. We did a total of 27 damage. The third shot, this is the rocket launcher. I'm going to stand back a little bit for this one. We did a good amount of damage on this one, so we actually did 1,400 damage with the rocket launcher. Okay, let's infinite stats him back up. We're gonna leave the tech guns for last, actually, because I want to see what those ones look like last. This one here, we did about 450 damage, give or take. That's not bad. It's actually pretty good, I would say. Sniper rifle. I'm gonna guess this is pretty low. Did about 110 damage, which is not horrible, really, for the cost. Pistol. We did a total of 29 damage, which is pretty bad. And let's try out the tech gun, the normal tech rifle really fast. That did, what, 234 damage? 234 damage in total. So that's really not bad for cost efficiency. So this one's set to kill now. I'm just gonna tap it once. I don't know if that actually did 0 damage. Let's 0 damage. Okay, this is clearly not the weapon that you want to use to tame this guy. Okay, I was hoping that this would be kind of the one. Is there another? Is that to stun maybe? No, it might just not work on friendly players as well, or friendly tames. So for now, that's cool. It actually shows the health bar. I've not looked at that before. Interesting. 13% health. It's weird that it only shows my damage numbers for the first one. So looks like the best way to do this is going to be the rocket launcher. Well, probably not the most efficient way. Probably the best way would be the tech rifle, because the damage is pretty good. We're sitting at about 240 damage, give or take. So getting it down really quickly, really low is going to be with this. If you don't have access to tech as of yet, then it looks like rocket launcher is probably going to be your best bet. You can go with the shotgun. Shotgun did a decent amount of damage as well. But if you want to do it quickly, I mean, we saw how much damage this did. It was quite a bit. There you go. So if you can get some rockets off into the bad guy, or the bad boy, it's going to be the easiest way to do it. Shotgun's probably going to be the second if you don't have tech. If you do have tech, just use a tech rifle. Looks like it's going to be the easiest way to do it. But let's go ahead and jump right into the actual taming of the Voidwyrm now and show you guys how that looks. Okay, so to find these guys, you're going to go out here into the space biome. I believe, from what I know, they definitely spawn at least during this time, which is one of the element dust time, but I think they spawn pretty much all of the times. This is the one I've seen them the most consistently on, so if they don't spawn in every single one of the biomes, they definitely spawn during element dust time, and that may just be something that, I don't know, lore feature, they eat it, whatever it is. But so let's go ahead and get this kind of lower. I don't know how many shots it's actually going to take. Find out. So it shows that here it only does 84 damage when they're wild. Let's look. Can we get another stats on him? They might do it may do a little bit different damage. Let's try the rocket now on this guy. So it did about the same amount of damage. Let's try a rocket really quick. Obviously I am in GCM mode, so it doesn't do as much. That only did about 400 damage. Let's do one more. It only did about 400 or 500 damage. It's doing damage twice though. Does it do more damage to the head maybe? No, it's doing damage twice for some reason. So it's doing about 500 damage like this. It does look like the damage scale is a little bit different. So only 68, 11. Ooh, let's check this out. Let's see if it actually does damage. Oh, it does do damage. It actually does pretty decent damage. Pretty consistent. And you do it pretty decently far away. You are kind of still within the beam range though, so you're probably going to want to be careful with that. But this actually does pretty decent damage to it, to be honest with you, for how cheap it is to use. This may be a good way to do it if you can figure out how to not get hit by that blast. So maybe trap it in like one of these airlocks, which it will follow you into. Let's try shotgun. Shotgun does a decent amount of damage. What is that, about 200? Sniper 40. Pistol 12. So I would definitely still probably recommend using this guy. It's going to be the best, most consistent damage. I mean, 84 damage a shot is pretty good. So let's get him down below the 10% health threshold here. Okay, I believe it should be right about there, right? So about 600. Okay, let's hit him a couple more times. Okay, there we go. So you can see that his animation kind of changed. He's got this blue spark on his belly. He's got this blue spark on his arms. That's how you know he's actually ready to be tamed. So you do need the mutagen, not mutagel. If you need to figure out how to get mutagen, you just turn it into, or from mutagel, 800 mutagel turns into a mutagen. You can get mutagen out here in the space biome during certain biome times and from the Rockwell cave. And if you need to know more about that, I've got a video on mutagen and mutagel specifically. Go check that out. But and you use the chem bench to actually turn it into mutagel. So, or to mutagen. So that's how you do, or that's how you get that. Once he's down below the 10%, what you're going to do is you're going to come in here and you're just going to hit E on him, just like normal. So it says put food in the last slot to tame. I believe it actually takes mutagel. Nope, it takes mutagen. So what you're going to do, you're going to jump on him just like this. It says running wild, and then you're going to want to feed him. So it's just a passive tame. You can see on the bottom it says during barrel rolls to tame, hit E, and that's exactly what you're going to do. You're going to hit E every time it does a barrel roll like that. And you can see down at the bottom it shows how far you are, or how much you're taming. So I am on 1x right now. It says it's going to get plus 72 levels. I didn't see what level this guy was, to be completely honest with you, but it looks like it's going to take quite a, okay, he's a 144. So we're getting about 2% on a 144 on 1x, and you can go right back up to him if you do miss it. The effectiveness doesn't look like it got hurt too much when I missed it. Let's see. So it looks like you're going to need roughly 50. You're going to need, oh, that's weird. I didn't count that one. You're going to need about 50, it says, to be able to tame a 144. So 150 is probably going to be pretty close to that as well. That's a lot of mutagen. If you guys don't know how mutagen works, it does take quite a bit. So, all right, it is a little difficult to get. I'm not going to go ahead and show you guys the entire thing. I'll probably just force tame him really quick just so we can go over the abilities. But let's do one or two more of these. There we go. Just get it while it rolls. It doesn't look like you can get knocked off when he hits these like you can with the crystal wyverns. That's a good sign. Oh, you know what? He actually did, I don't know if he got more or one less on that one, so it might actually take a little bit more than that. So I would probably plan between 50 to 60, maybe 65 mutagen for a higher level one. And even when you get it right, it looks like sometimes it still kicks you off. But he's not attacking me when he kicks me off, so that's a good sign. And you guys do have tech suits, so you'll be able to fly around just like I am in creative mode here. Let's watch this a little bit more. So 17%. Ooh, I just hit it the wrong time. That was definitely my fault that time. Looks like he goes to land, actually, very similar to one of the crystal wyverns. Oh, and now he may be attacking. Nope, still not attacking. Okay, we're back on. I don't know if we got 1% or 3%. I just want to test that for you guys really quick. So let's give it a couple more barrel rolls here and see what happens. Okay, so I got 2%. Looks like it goes pretty quick. It's not a long one. We got 1%. Okay, so 2% and 1%. So it's probably going to be closer to, I would say 65 to 75 of these. We got 2% that time. 65 to 75 of the mutagen for a high level one. And even if you're successful, it looks like sometimes it does kick you off. So let's go ahead and force tame this guy really fast, or this girl rather. Okay, that should do that. And there we go. So now let's go over some of the abilities and kind of what the stats look like. Stats are very, very similar to a normal wyvern. They didn't really change those very much, so they're not super buffed or super nerfed on this specific one. You can see 8600 health would be okay. That's like a pretty decent start for a wyvern on a normal wyvern. 1000 stamina, 382 melee damage. So very, very similar to normal wyverns. Nothing crazy there. They do have the basic wing attack here. You can pick just like normal. You can fight just like normal, and then they have their breath attack. So very similar to a normal wyvern. The difference on their breath attack, so just to cover that out really quickly, their breath attack does pretty normal damage. I wouldn't say it's anything insane. I don't know if we can actually hurt these or not, but one thing about their breath attack is it does stun. So as you can see right there, very similar to what the eels do. When you actually attack with it, it stuns for quite a bit of time here, it looks like. The thing's still not moving actually. So he's done. I don't know if we broke. Let's stun the other one too. That's interesting. I wonder if it's still stunned or... Okay, that one's stunned now too. You can see the damage isn't crazy high. They're both not moving anymore. I wonder if this is like a secret way to tame these guys. Makes it a little easier. Let's find out. Let's go up to this and see what happens. Okay, no, he's mad now. Okay, so it does look like it just stuns for a little bit. Is this one that too? Yeah, it doesn't stun for very long. It just stuns like an eel stun, basically. I think it's about 4 seconds, give or take. Not too long, and the damage is pretty mediocre. Let's show you guys the damage numbers here. It's about 1s over and over again, so really it's more about the stun, less about the actual damage. 8s, 4s. It doesn't do a ton of damage. I would say that the other wyverns are probably still better for damage. This is going to be more of a stunner than anything else, but basic stats, just like a normal wyvern. Nothing too crazy here, and I haven't seen anything else. You know what, actually, let's get a little closer and see if it does more damage the closer we get, kind of like a mana. And then the stun actually has a reset timer. I think we're pushing this guy away right now. I don't think it's running from us. I'm pretty confident that we're pushing it away. But the damage, so the damage isn't great. I would put it at mediocre. I mean, he has pretty high melee damage, 382 for a base start, which isn't bad. The stun is probably the key here. That's the biggest difference between the other wyverns. Damage is pretty mediocre, and all the other stats are pretty much the same, but that's going to pretty much sum this guy up. Let's double check the breeding. I haven't tested it yet. Let's take this one back in with the other one and see if we can go ahead and breed him up. Okay, so looking at this really quick, first thing I did, just as a heads up, I did go ahead and feed it some mutagen. I did want to find out how much it actually gave it. It's just a basic 20 levels, but it's pretty good. I mean, this thing's level 291 right now, just out of base tames pretty much. I haven't given it any extra levels, and it's got a good amount of health and good amount of stam, so feeding things mutagen is so strong. It does say enable mating or wander to mate, so let's go ahead and double check that it should be mateable. It looks like, or breedable. And the answer is, it is indeed breedable. I don't think there's going to be anything crazy here. I'm probably not even going to worry about covering the breed. So now that you guys know that it is breedable, I'm not going to worry too much about going any further with that one. So not bad. I am really curious though if the new stats, right? I wonder if the new stats will actually transfer over. So this one's leveled up quite a bit. I gave it a bunch of levels because it was a lower level one when I tamed it. But I'm kind of curious that giving this a mutagen before breeding it, I wonder if these new stats will transfer over to the baby or if they're going to go back to what they were originally. Let's hash the egg really quick and find out. All right, let's get this open. Bam, here we go. 158. Kind of curious what the hell it's gonna look like. Okay, it actually ended up getting the stats from the mom, but hold on. 13 or 1134, so the stamina did go up from eating mutagen. Mutagen does pass on to babies, but it doesn't show that it has mutagen, and I don't think you can actually feed it. Ooh, you can. What? There's no way, right? Okay, it's not grown enough yet to do that. Let me grow it up a little bit, force the age up a little bit, one sec. Okay, I went ahead and forced it up to 90% so it could hold a little bit more. What I'm really curious about, it does say that it can eat this. And, oh, you know what? Did it go up? So 1149, I think did it go up? It did go up, right? Pretty confident, so it can't be used again, but, I'm fairly confident it just went up. 1134. Now it has a green dot now instead of a yellow dot. That's really interesting, but it did go up. That's without imprint, so there's 0 imprint on this. This is higher than the mom, or the dad, or the mom. So it did get the stamina from mutagen, from the original parent, right? So using mutagen before breeding does pass on those extra levels, or the possibility of those extra levels, to the baby. Then you can use mutagen again. I wonder if you can use it after imprinting, because it says here it can be used to improve the statistics of non-bred dinos. However, we definitely just use it on a bred dino. So that's really interesting, and I'm really kind of curious to know what that means. But it does show green now instead of yellow. And if you look here, this one's yellow. This is what I'm used to seeing when I've used mutagen in the past. So I wonder if that's just like a one-time thing, and I wonder if it's only because we didn't imprint it first. So that's kind of worth testing. I'm going to leave that for another video, though. This one was just about the void worm. So let's go ahead, and I've showed you guys everything that you need to know about the void worm as of now. Looks like the breeding times are going to be similar to a normal wyvern. Everything else is pretty similar to a normal wyvern as well, except for how you tame it, as well as its specific special breath attack. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you guys hit the like button. I really appreciate you guys taking a look at it, and hit the subscribe button to see some more Gen 2 videos. Have a great night. Peace.